One of my favorite parts of Tea Party Tonight is this segment where I meet up with some of our writers to make a Colonial-era drink. So far, we've made grog, which is better than it sounds, and we've made flip, which sounds better than it is. Tonight, we tackle our toughest sounding drink yet. So join us for some Rattle Skull.
I'm joined with a couple of our writers, Wes Hazard and Kendra Dossie, as well as some of my friends. We've got Katie Baker, Shakir Sibley, Ben Weiser, Angela Sawyer, and Alex Zukov.
All this stuff has been heavily rum infused, which is sort of characteristic of the time. During colonial times, we still had a strong relationship with Britain. Obviously, we were a colony, and the Spice Islands in the Caribbean were providing a lot of sugar, which meant a lot of rum up here.
Yeah, Wes, could you tell us a little bit about the history of this drink that will probably get me completely drunk tonight?
From what I could find, there isn't so much written about it other than the ingredients. So if you go to the Oxford English Dictionary and look up Rattle Skull, it will just basically say, see rattle brain. And if you go to rattle brain, it tells you that it's either an empty-headed, noisy person, aka a fool, or it also means rash and noisy behavior. So it seems that the makers of this drink were very aware of the probable effects. It's quite powerful.
Oh, yeah.
The recipe has some variations, obviously being several hundred years old. A lot of people have added to it, made it their own. But basically, what you have is about a pint of dark beer, porter, stout, anything like that you can really work with. You've got 3/4 of an ounce of rum. So I'm using Sailor Jerry for me. You've got 3/4 of an ounce of brandy. So I have bargain basement Paul Masson. I feel like I'm in high school again. You have 3 ounces of sherry. I'm not a big wine drinker, so I have cut that to 2 ounces of sherry myself. The recipe that we're working off of indicates that you should use lemon juice, but I actually found most of the recipes that I've seen elsewhere include lime. Nutmeg is recommended to add, if you choose at the end. And then also I've seen a lot of stuff that has had brown sugar syrup. I didn't feel like making brown sugar syrup. I assume that's to cut the bitterness. So you got a lot of booze in here. So I'm just going to throw in like 3/4 teaspoons of plain white sugar into mine, sort of see how that works out.
Sounds good.
Mileage may vary depending on who you are.
So Wes, you went over what you have for ingredients. Kendra, what have you got?
For the dark beer, I got this Imperial Biscotti beer. There's notes of almond and vanilla. I got the cheapest brandy I could find at Cappy's. I have some leftover Bacardi rum from the last time we did something like this. Obviously, I've had so much of it. The cheapest sherry I could find. When I was at Cappy's, I was like, where's the sherry, to an employee? And he said, oh, she doesn't work here anymore. And I was like, no. And then I took a little bit of my roommate's lemon, because my roommate is not here, so they won't see me so drunk tonight.
Way to go with the Imperial Biscotti. I thought this was a show about America, but all right, whatever.
What does it mean when a stout's imperial? Does it just invade countries? Like, what does this mean?
I went into the liquor store and give me your smallest sherry, and it ended up being this gigantic bottle.
I think we all have the same sherry.
We all have the same
dry,
sherry.
I have cream, but same brand.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got cream. I got dry. What do you have, Kendra?
I just have sherry excellent for cooking. That probably means it's going to taste
Who
bad,
knew
right?
there were so many sherries? We got 3 varieties. The whole gang's all here. Beautiful.
All from the good people at Taylor.
Yeah, this says a light sipping and cooking sherry. My drink is probably going to taste bad, I realize.
I mean, it's probably fine in a mixed drink. I guess you're just not supposed to drink it straight.
Tell that to my stepdad. Hey-yo.
As you see, I did get the Taylor's. Of course, we're loyal to Taylor's here at Tea Party Tonight. Dry sherry. I got Bacardi Black. It looked like a little bit classier than the other Bacardis. I don't know if it is. And then I got VSOP E&J Brandy.
Easy Jesus.
Easy Jesus. I did not get an Imperial Stout. Malasada Stout got donuts on it, so that's...
Oh, nice.
Back in the day, people were drinking from sun up to sundown. They weren't getting just crazy fall down drunk. I mean, obviously some were, but people would think nothing of having a tankard of ale, whatever, to start the day, and you just be working. You get a break at 11's, like midday between, the start of work and supper time, and then you have a late afternoon sort of meal. And then now you're socializing. Whenever you think about colonial or early American history, just remember everybody was floating on a small, tipsy, nice little glow at the base of the neck.
Like even kids, did kids drink?
If you're working, you're drinking. And you were working pretty early at that time. So we're often talking like 2-3% ABV. So it's not like, you just fall down drunk.
Like kids would drink like beer or ale, but you knew a kid had a problem if you saw him drinking cooking sherry.
Clearly.
I'm the
clearly.
Yes.
How much sugar are you going to put in this?
I'm using about 3/4 of a teaspoon. So relatively small amount given how much liquid is in here. And I'm going with just the full pint. I'm going to start with the beer base. Seems like the most logical.
I'm going to do half a pint because I'm alone.
I'm hoping that the no dairy will save us because last time when we did the flip, things got a little crazy about 3 o'clock in the morning after that. And not in a pleasant way at all. So I got my beer, toss it in the rum now.
I'm going for the brandy.
And then the sherry, I cut that.
We're just going to put a splash of that.
And then it's
Wait, I guess
a lot of sherry though. I'm
A
surprised.
heck of a lot of sherry.
let's hope this is as good for drinking as it is for cooking.
It's about 2.5 teaspoons. Is that right? No, wait. No, it would be 4 teaspoons, right? Wait. How much is this?
So you want 3 ounces of a sherry, which will be 6 tablespoons. A little nutmeg.
I think I have about 1.5 ounces. I'm gonna throw that in. And then I have this squirt of the lemon. That's juice. Yeah.
And you think about it, they're doing all this before refrigeration. So this is just straight room temperature back in the day.
Should the nutmeg be stirred in or should it just be like garnish?
I think it was applied to like a garnish, like, yeah, if you were to get like a hot cocoa or a vanilla chai or something like that today,
That's how I'm going to treat it.
sprinkle it on there.
I also got some brown sugar because I am a little scared. So
Back in the day, you could tell yourself that this was healthy because the water would probably give you dysentery.
and also because there was no like FDA or whatever.
Yeah, you didn't have to wear a mask back then. We had real freedom.
There was no such thing as vaccines.
You used to call it summer. Now you got to call it civic season. That's a callback from earlier in the show.
If you got sick, you just died
At the age of 13.
from having too much diarrhea.
Is the lemon garnish or is the lemon like, should the lemon be squeezed in?
The lemon's for juice. So our recipe is calling for, a little dash of lemon juice in there. But as I said, I also found lime was pretty prominent. And also, you can really tailor this to how you like. So if you don't think you're going to like that acidity, leave it out. It's America. Freedom, baby.
Freedom.
Since 1865.
For some groups. Conditions apply. I'm thinking about this. If you are an alcoholic in like colonial times, you like really, really went for it, right? Like, because since everyone was like kind of drunk or like not
You
drunk,
had to
but,
be
like,
pretty obvious, like stumbling in church, can't complete a sentence. Like, yeah, it's pretty.
yeah,
pretty
like
rough.
drinking like 4 of these in a row.
Like the baseline is functional alcohol.
If you can do farm work, go to church, be in the legislature, like you're not an alcoholic, no matter what else you do.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah, let's do
All
it
right,
up.
let's go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers.
I'm toasting the Juneteenth, America's real Independence Day.
Hell yeah. We need to put some red Kool-Aid in this for Juneteenth.
All right, here we go.
How would you guys describe it?
Alcoholic.
It's tart at the front and fury at the back.
Yeah, I like it. I'm tasting that sherry. That sherry is like an overhand punch. The back is like, might be the favorite cocktail that we've made thus far.
Really?
I was here for the last one, the grog. I like the grog.
Grog was good.
Yeah.
Grog wasn't bad.
The grog was the most like simplistic and like it just everything was familiar. It was like, oh, these are all ingredients you'd use in a cocktail.
Yeah.
Whereas like this is like all these ingredients in one cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would order this, but I will reluctantly finish this drink and then try to get some work done drunkenly.
I liked it more than I thought I would. Like again, I also wouldn't order it.
Yeah, I don't think I would order it. But I mean, I like the Imperial Stout and the other stuff isn't quite covering it up yet. So.
Yeah, so it's not completely ruining its ingredients.
I want to like this. I don't know if I do. I will drink it anyway.
I'm going to drink half, not to waste it, and not drink half so that I don't have a repeat of flip. Opinion on taste, this is probably my favorite one we've done thus far.
I liked grog the best.
I get the argument, yeah.
It just shows you the power of branding that,
No.
all these drinks are forgotten, but grog is the only one that shouldn't be, and it's definitely got the worst name.
I know.
Yeah.
I think of an ugly Greg, like a man named Greg, but is who is
Bizarro Grace.
it's nice to meet you.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
Grog is gross, but when I hear Rattle Skull, I think I'm gonna die.
Yes.
Definitely winning the name game thus far.
Yeah,
It's a cool name. Yeah.
I'd get that name tattooed on me if I wanted to seem badass, you know? Like, rattle skull.
Yeah.
I'll rattle your skull.
It's definitely tied with Flip for would make the best nickname.
Yeah.
Rattle Skull is a pretty badass nickname. Yeah, you know you earned that. Cheers again to America since 1865. 1980. It's been kind of all right since the 80s.
Well, don't forget about the war on drugs. I mean, there's
Let's say America
Slowly
since
but surely.
yesterday.
to a more perfect union.
Hopefully.
Or a less worse one. All right. Love you all.
Well, guys, thanks so much.